nameless. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots around my neck.
And we're live. Welcome back to Mescalone Moguls. It's your boy, the one with the Scarface, your boy Scarface. And welcome back to another episode. I want to thank you guys for always tuning in, supporting the podcast. You know, motivates me to continue to make these podcasts for you. And just all the positive feedback that I've been getting from these podcasts makes me want to keep doing them, you know, because I'm helping people. People are appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like all the feedback that I get every time I post a new episode. So, you know, today's obviously you can read the title of it. It's going to be the love languages, you know, because some people don't know them. I don't know them fully well, but I just know of them. And then sometimes some people confuse love languages for like some guys or girls like to do their love language when they're in a situationship or a sneaky link because that's what makes them, you know, they like doing that. They don't want to be in a relationship with you, but they like doing that. But anyways, thank you guys again for supporting all the podcasts. Like I said, I truly do appreciate it. Shout out to everyone who signs up. You can sign up and donate monthly, which I truly do appreciate. You know, the people who have signed up and donate every month to the podcast. And if all I'm asking is if you guys just give us a like, a 5-star on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you're listening to it, YouTube, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed. It helps the podcast out a lot. And also shout out to everyone who keeps buying the pins. I have some pins right here. You know, I always like to wear my hats. We have the baseball pin right there. We have the sleeping Goku. And then we also have the straight edge razor for all the barbers and cosmetologists out there. So if you guys want to pick them up, pick one of those up. Link is in the bio. Or if you guys want to pick up merch too as well, link is in the bio. Everything is in the bio, you know. I'm going to make sure everything is there. So again, also thank you guys to everybody who voted for the podcast. I truly do appreciate that. You guys are amazing. You know, and I love all the support. Like I said, it motivates me to keep doing this. So I wanted to do this episode because people keep asking me. So like, it's based off what you guys ask me. Like if you guys are asking me a lot about this, a lot about that, I'm like, let's do a whole podcast episode, you know? So I do a little bit of research, get some things. That way I can give some examples and stuff like that. And I'm not the best. I'm not an expert in the love languages. I know some people out there, no, come on. I'm not super invested into love languages. I just know a few of them. And there's one specific one that some people do when they're in a sneaky link, friends with benefit, a situationship, because that's what it's their love language. So they like doing that. But doesn't mean they like to be in a relationship with you. So again, thank you guys for all the support. Let's get into this. All right. So the first one is actually words of affirmation, referred to for individuals who love language is words of affirmation. Hearing verbal compliments, appreciation, encouragement holds great significance. These individuals value kind, affirming words that express love, respect, and admiration. It can be as simple as expressing gratitude, complimenting their appearance, praising their accomplishments, or recognizing their efforts. You know, and so I have a few examples here of what words of affirmation can be. I love you. You did an amazing job. You're so talented. I appreciate everything that you do for me. You make me feel special. I'm proud of you. You are a great friend, partner, and parent. And I think this might... I don't know. Like, I haven't really nailed down what mine are. Because, I mean, it's nice to get some, you know, someone to tell you stuff like that. So, you know, maybe words of affirmation. Like, are you supposed to be like 100% like, oh, no, this is what it is? Or is it just like, I mean, who doesn't like getting a compliment? Who doesn't? I love to compliment and I love to tell people things like that, especially things like that. So me, I'm not huge on the I love you, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, I'll say it if I do love that person, but I'm not just like, oh, they have to say it to me every time. Like it's, you know, they have to, or like I have to get a reaction from them or anything like that. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Like, what is your, like, would you guys consider this? Because the reason I'm so like, not sure about this one is like when you're with somebody, you should be doing stuff like this. You know, hey, I'm proud of you. You know, I'm proud that you did this. You know, congratulations for accomplishing that. You know, you make me feel special, and like you try to make them feel special and things like that. Isn't that normal? You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't that be normal? Like, But then also I can see like why some people will say like I love you, you make me feel special and stuff like that when you guys are in a situationship or a sneaky link, because if that's their love language, of course they're gonna be like, oh, I love you, girl. Because I've had the questions where you guys like, oh, he says all this stuff to me when we're in person, but then when we're not, when he's away or she's away, they're completely different. So you see what I mean? Like it could be that that's their love language. So if you have somebody that's doing this to you, then that's probably what's going on there. It's their love language, so they want to, you know, say these things. They want to hear it back from you because it makes them feel maybe fulfilled inside, happy inside. So it could totally depend on that too. So me, like I said, words of affirmation, I don't think so, because like I said, some of these things you should already be saying to whoever you're with. You know, why wouldn't you say, hey, I'm proud of you. Hey, like you're so talented. Oh, you know, nice job for completing that, you know? That's why I'm like, is this one mine? Because then I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way about this. It doesn't get me like, oh yeah, I'm glad I have to tell them that because it makes me feel good. No, like if they do something great, you should compliment it on them. You know, hey, like good job, proud of you. You know, you did an amazing job and stuff like that. So if your man's not doing that, yo, tell him to step it up, because what the fuck? He should be telling you stuff like that. He should be motivating you. He should be telling you I love you and stuff like that. So who knows? I think, like I said, I think it's normal, but some people, it's funny because when I started doing the TikToks, a lot of people were like, oh, my man doesn't do that. I'm like, really? You know, like I thought it could be the way I was brought up too, that you're supposed to do certain things. You're supposed to be a certain way. I remember when I did take this one girl out on a date and I was like, oh, so what's your address so I can go and pick you up? She's like, wow, you're going to pick me up? Right away, I was like, what kind of guys are you dating if they're not picking you up? And I get it. You know, sometimes people are like, oh, I just don't want them to know where I live or anything like that. Because honestly, if somebody really wanted to find out where you lived, they could. You know, it doesn't take very long, or it's not very hard to find where somebody lives. I'm not saying that like trying to be a stalker or anything like that, but if I really wanted to find out where somebody lived, I probably could. But I just do it more because it's more of a gentleman thing to go and pick the person up, you know, and then drop them off after the date and so on and so forth. So that's why I was just like, what kind of guys have you been dating if they're not picking you up? You know, if they're not picking you up, opening the door and things like that, that's the wrong guy for you. So words of affirmation, is that something that you guys, you know, let me know if you guys are, wherever you guys are listening to this. So, and then the next one is when someone's love language is acts of service, they appreciate and value the effort and actions take to make their lives easier, more comfortable, or more convenient. It involves identifying fulfilling practical needs, tasks for the other person, often going beyond mere words or gestures. And some examples of acts of service: cooking a meal for your partner, cleaning or organizing the house, running errands or doing grocery shopping for someone, taking care of someone's responsibilities or tasks when they are overwhelmed or busy, doing household chores or maintenance, offering to help with a project or task, assisting with childcare or taking care of someone's pet, providing transportation or giving someone a ride, supporting someone in their work or personal goals. This one definitely ain't me. Like if that's the acts of service, like those are the examples, because I'm not going to go clean the house if like, I mean, that's the normal thing, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to clean the house because it's going to make her feel, you know what I mean? Like you should be cleaning the house. It's weird how I think, I know. But like cooking a meal for your partner, I get that, you know, trying to be romantic, trying to set the mood and things like that. But taking care of someone's responsibilities and tasks when they're overwhelmed or busy, you know, like, see, like this is why I always question stuff. Like, what do they mean by that? Like, what do you mean, like taking care of the responsibilities? Like, I can't be like, hey, shit, you chose the job. Like, is there anything I can help? Because no, at the end of the day, they're supposed to do it, and they're the professionals, and they know how to do those. So I would say that acts of service is definitely not one of mine. But don't get me wrong. Like, I support someone in their work or personal goals. providing transportation. Some of you ladies do this for some of these guys, like they don't have cars. So yeah, love language must be acts of service, because I would be like, yo, like if I was a girl, I'd be like, damn, you don't have a car, bro? Like, what the hell? How do I have a car and you don't have a car? So like I said, this one is not so much me. Is it you guys? Is there other things of acts of service? Like, I mean, is going down on the girl acts of service? Because if that is, then acts of service is definitely mine. But like some of these other ones, like cooking a meal for your partner, I would do something like that. You know, I've done something like that. That's more of the romantic type of stuff. You make a dinner and so on and so forth. But some of these other ones, I'm just like, I'm too busy, and like I ain't trying to do all that, to be honest. And I mean, some people might love doing stuff like this, so totally depends on the person. Me, not so much. All right, so the next one that we have is receiving gifts, which this one's kind of weird for me, but for people who value receiving gifts as a love language, the act of giving and receiving presents is symbolic of love, care, and thoughtfulness. It's not that the monetary value of the gift, but rather than sentiment behind it. They cherish the thoughtfulness, consideration, and intentionality that goes into choosing a gift and resonates with their interests, desires, or needs. And some examples of giving or receiving gifts: giving a surprise gift that shows you were thinking of them. Select the meaningful item that holds sentimental value. Giving a gift that aligns with their hobbies, interests, or passions. Offering small tokens of appreciation or affection. Planning and arranging special experiences or outings. So this one is definitely me. I didn't think it was until I did some research on it, but I'm super detailed when it comes to gifts. Like I like going beyond, like I like overdoing it. You know what I mean? Not in like the sense of I'm getting them an expensive gift. I'm doing it more as in like a thoughtful gift, like something like it said, I was thinking of you, you know? And so some of the gifts that I've given took some like planning and like some preparation, you know, and I'm sure they appreciated it, whoever I gave it to at the time. Because I pay attention, like I said, to little details. I pay attention to, you know, your life and who's in your life, you know, and so on and so forth. Like if I was dating a girl with a kid, probably not the first date, but eventually, like if you get her like a small little gift, hey, yo, because I used to do this too. Like, oh shit, you know, I got something for the little one, you know. And she was like, oh my God, you were thinking of him too? Of course, you know, because it's a part of you. And so I pay attention to a lot of those things. And gifts, fellas, gifts do not have to be like super expensive, crazy gifts. You know, they can be like, it says thoughtful gifts. It can be, I'm doing a new series on TikTok, like little things that you can do, like postcard. There's a few other ones that I still need to finish, but like, imagine your girl receiving a postcard with it, like on the other side, something cool, and then a cute little note. You take that and you send it in even if it's the same place, who cares? So many people are like afraid to be like, oh, well, what are they going to think? You know, at the post office, they're going to read my message. Of course, they're going to read your message. Don't put anything personal in there. Don't be like, yo, next time I see you, I'm going to clap them cheeks, girl. No, you don't want to put stuff like that. Just like a cool little message, a little bit like, hey, I was thinking of you, and so on and so forth. Because imagine when she gets that, say she's the one getting the mail. Even if you guys live in the same house, who cares? Go and send. It's funny because I did that before, and somebody was like, you're sending something to yourself? And I was like, yeah, I'm paying to send it to myself because I know she gets the mail, and then she's going to see it. So, you know, and then she's going to see it and be like, oh, dang, he sent me something that as easy as I could have just like given it to her, she would have probably liked it. But going to the post office, waiting in line, buying a stamp for it, shipping it. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't she appreciate that? And ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys would like, I'm sure you guys would appreciate that. Even if you guys live in the same place, imagine getting the mail and you're flipping through the cards and all of a sudden, or the mail, the letters, and then all of a sudden you see one that's for you and it's a postcard and it's from your man. Come on. That's what I'm saying, fellas. Like, I pay attention to little things like that. So acts of, or the gifts, not so much receiving. I don't ever do stuff to get something in return. if that makes sense. Like I like to do things because I just like to do things. You know, I like to give gifts. I love to help wherever I can. Every now and then, like my cousin out in Washington, he knows if he listens to this. Every now and then, I'll send him some cash, some coffee. Hey, lunch. Hey, like whatever. He's in school right now. Shout out to David. And I just do that just because, you know. And I'm not expecting to be like, hey, bro, like you got to send me something too. No, I like doing things like that. And same with whoever I'm talking to. I'll go. This is why I said like I'm just doing me for right now, because like a lot of these take a lot of time and effort, you know, especially how busy I am. Imagine like trying to also do like little things like this at the same time, putting in all this effort and then it just not working out. So that's why I'm saying like it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy. And so did I really want to start doing that again? You know what I mean? So that's why I ended up taking like 2.5 years. I haven't even dated anybody. I mean, I was talking to somebody, but actual like official girlfriend and boyfriend type of situation, no. So acts of, gifts, definitely me. This one's definitely me. It's funny, like after, because before I was like, no, like, because it says receiving gifts, but they don't explain that it's receiving gifts on their end, or it could be like giving gifts too. Because I always like to give gifts, and like cool gifts, like thoughtful gifts. Even though it's my mom's birthday today and I got her a gift card. And the reason being is because like before I would buy her stuff, right? And it would just sit around, not really do anything. They wouldn't use it just because you're thinking, this is some I think she would use, you know, and then it's something that she probably used once or twice just to make you feel great. And then it just sits around. So I decided just to get her gift cards, because if you give her money, she's going to use it on what she wants to use. You know, you don't have to worry about like, did I get her a cool gift or not? I'm just like, here, mom, here you go. So much easier, you know, so much less stress on myself. And she gets to get what she wants. You guys know, like with parents, they have a lot of stuff already and you don't know what they want. You don't know what they're wanting to get or anything like that. So that's why I end up doing gift cards for my mom and my dad too. So those are the only ones I haven't been thoughtful for, just because that reason. Because before I was doing like trying to find something that they would need, something that they would use. But again, it comes like they don't use it. It just sits around and then eventually it just collects a lot of dust. So that's why it's not like I don't care for my parents. I love my parents, you know, but I'd rather give them a gift card. That way they can just get whatever they want. But whoever I'm talking to, that's a whole different story. You know, I go above and beyond and try to do the most thoughtful stuff that I can. And it's cool. Like, guys need to stop thinking it's not cool, you know, because some people would probably see some of the stuff that I do for some girls and be like, yo, bro, that's not manly. Like, or I'm not trying to impress the guys. Like, nothing I do is to impress guys. Before, we would do stuff to impress guys, and some guys still do it. They'll get like these expensive, crazy shoes, and the only guys that are gonna compliment you, guess what? It's guys. There's a certain type of clothes. Girls are gonna be like, "Oh, that's a nice shirt," you know. But then only guys are gonna be like, "Oh, yo, that's like so and so. Definitely love that line." And then, you know, same goes with cars. You know, obviously there's some girls who like the expensive, nice cars, supercars. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, like if you have a car, that's all that matters. They're not going to be like, oh, shit, you got those wheels? Oh, you put this in the exhaust? Oh, you did this? They're not going to say that, you know? So now that I know, after I read this, definitely gifts is mine. So we're going to get into the next one. So quality time involves giving someone your full attention, being fully present, and engaging in activities or conversations that foster a deep connection. It's about creating moments of togetherness, building memories, and nurturing the bond between individuals. And some examples of this is having meaningful conversations without distractions, going on regular dates, date nights, or outings together, sharing a hobby or interest and spending that time pursuing it together, planning on going on vacations or weekend getaways, taking walks, going for a picnic, or engaging in outdoor activities, cooking or having meals together without distractions, participating in activities that the other person enjoys, even if you may not be your personal preference, setting aside dedicated time to focus on each other's company. And I think this one is not so much, I mean, that's why like you read some of these and you're like, well, that's kind of, but not really. I think this is definitely one of my exes. She wanted a date night. She wanted to do this. She wanted to do that. Like she thought us being in the same room didn't count as hanging out. you know, but it's true. There's a lot of distractions. Now looking back, yes, being on your phone is a distraction. Being on your computer is a distraction because you're not focused on that person. So I would say this is definitely her, one of her love languages, because she would not count the time that we were together, but we were distracted by something else. I counted it, but I come to find out that, you know, some people don't count that because you're distracted doing something else. That's why now I say I understand where they came from that, just because in the moment you're just like, I've been right here the whole time. Like, what are you talking about? What do you want me to do? No, they want date nights. They want you to just to talk to them. They want you to do little things together. And a lot of guys get comfortable and they stop doing this stuff. I was one. Like, I'm not going to act like I wasn't one. I was one of those that got comfortable with an ex, and then you just really didn't care about these other things just because you had so much other stuff going on, but you forget that you have to continue to take care of this relationship or else it's just going to fall apart. And if you don't do the things that they like, even when you don't like there's some things that I probably wouldn't like doing, but I'll, you know, every now and then I'll go and do them just because I know that person enjoys it, you know. And fellas, girls do the same thing to you guys all the time, and you guys don't even realize it. You think some girls want to be at these car shows? You know, like when some guys go to these car shows, you think she wants to be there? Probably not. But why is she there? Because you enjoy it, and so she wants to be part of it, you know. And guys need to be a little bit more like that and need to stop being selfish. I'm not saying all guys are. I'm just saying most guys are. Again, I was one of them too. Like, I'm like, I don't really like to do that. Like, why would I go? And you know, I was trying to fix that. I remember with an ex too. Like, we would like to go to like different garage sales. She would like get some stuff and then repaint it and like build it back up, and then end up selling stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I started getting into it too because I knew she, not like the actual refurbishing. I just started we started getting like storage units, and then selling that stuff, going to yard sales, buying and flipping, and things like that. So, you know, get involved with stuff like that because I knew that was something that she liked. But again, you start getting comfortable after a while, and then you don't like to do some of the things that they like to do. You want to do what you like to do. You want to be selfish. And I think that was the biggest thing. That was a big thing, where the relationship with South is, I could say I know for a fact I got comfortable and I really didn't want to do any of those things anymore. I really didn't care for date night. I really didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, nah, we're like way too busy, instead of being like, you know what? You're right. We need to focus on us a little bit more. This stuff can wait. Let's go do something, you know? And that's what I'm saying. Like, fellas, like, you need to realize when you guys are messing up, because a girl will give you a chance time and time and time until, like, once they're done, they're done, you know. They'll just check out and they're just waiting for the separation. Because I've seen some people who are like, honestly, I told him a long time ago. I told him and told him and told him and told him. And then all of a sudden you get to a point where they're just like, well, I'm done. You know, I'm done. And then finally the guy's like, no, we'll work it out. Like, do it. And the girl's already checked out. She's like, you had so much time to try to fix this and you never fixed it. And now that I'm done, now you want to fix it. So, fellas, don't wait until the girl's ready to leave. Don't wait until, you know, when she tells you something, it's because it's been bothering her beforehand. If a girl comes up to you and complains about something, it's not because you did it the day before. It's because this has been happening over a period of time. And finally, she brought it up. It's not, it just happened. No, this has been a thing for a little while. Finally, she brought it up. So now you got to fix that. You got to change that, because you have to remember, if she brought it up, she has been thinking about bringing this up for a while now. And so there's already that time period that she's been thinking about bringing it up. And then finally she told you, and now there's this time period of you not doing anything. So now it just, you see how, like, it's just getting worse and worse. No, if a girl complains to you about something, depending on what it is, this person has like quality time or giving them attention. This has been going on for a little while before they even mention anything to you. And so once they tell you, fellas, you guys need to realize that it's a ticking time bomb after that, because they're going to tell you a few more times. They're going to give you some ultimatums maybe, and then they're going to leave and you're going to be like, well, you just barely told me. No, but they had been thinking about it for a long time. They have noticed the change for a long time, especially if you stop giving somebody attention, quality time. At first they're like, oh, well, he's super busy. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Okay, maybe he's not this. Okay, maybe I should tell him, what if he gets mad? Well, I'll just wait a little bit longer. And then all of a sudden they tell you. Again, all his time had passed and they finally told you something. So think about it, guys. Because depending on the girl that you're with, like this could be their love language. And if you don't pay attention to that and they're not getting it, the attention, the quality time, those date nights and so on and so forth, guess what? It's only a matter of time before they're gone, before they want it from somebody else, before they step out of their marriage or relationship or whatever the case may be, because you weren't giving them that time or attention. So, and this is good that I'm being able to see this, because I can see like where some of my flaws were, because nobody's going to tell you their flaws. I'm not perfect. I had issues, like there's things that I was selfish at certain points. It's funny, one time this was a while back ago, a girl was like, I didn't realize it was a test at the time, to be honest. We were getting a drink, right? And there was only one of the flavor that I wanted, and there was just like the other flavors. And I was like, this one's for me. And like, which one do you want? And she's like, well, that was awfully selfish of you. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, shit, I wanted this one. And she's like, well, you could have been like, yo, you want this one? Or like, which one you want? And at the time I was like, man, that's shit, I wanted that one. But now thinking back at it, I'm like, damn, I was awfully selfish of me, like to be like, oh, there's only one, so it's mine. Which one do you want? So again, like I said, I'm always learning. I'm always trying to become a better person. I'm not perfect. But like I said, like bringing these up helps me, because I'm seeing where my flaws are, what I can do to get better at certain things. Because if somebody wants quality time, trust me, if I get a girl that says quality time, that shit gonna be tough right now for me, because I barely have any time. You see? So it just totally depends on the person. So, all right, we're going to go into the next one. And the next one is physical touch. Physical touch as a love language encompasses a wide range of actions, from simple gestures, intimate expressions of affection. It can include holding hands, hugging, kissing, cuddling, back rubs, and any form of physical contact that conveys love, care, and closeness. Some examples: holding hands while walking or sitting together, giving hugs and kisses to greet or bid farewell, cuddling or snuggling while watching a movie or relaxing, offering gentle care, touch or caress on the arm, back, or face, holding each other during times of comfort for distress, providing a shoulder rub or massage to relieve some stress and tension, engaging in sexual intimacy to deepen the emotional connection. So the reason I saved that one for last is because a lot of you guys are getting confused when their love language is physical touch. So let me break it down. If a guy's love language is physical touch, and you're just like a sneaky link or friends with benefit, or you're in a situationship, when they're with you in person, they're going to be doing all that stuff. They're going to be hugging you, kissing you. They're going to be, being all lovey-dovey, and it confuses a lot of girls for the guy actually being into them. Because if that's their physical touch is one of their love languages, they're going to want to do it. They're going to be acting like boyfriend, girlfriend. So depending on which love language they have, they're going to want to do it, even if you're just a sneaky link, a friends with benefit. That's why when I get these questions like, oh, well, he acts like this and does this and this and this when we're in person, but then when he leaves, he's nothing like that, because that's his love language. And so you're confusing his love language for feelings towards you. If his love language is like cuddling, holding your hand, and doing all these physical things when you guys are in person, he's just fulfilling himself and what he needs or what he wants and what he desires. So, and it's gonna confuse the other person into thinking, oh shit, I think this guy likes me because he does all this, he does this, he does this. No, he's just doing it because it's his love language, you know? So he wants to do it in order for him to get that fulfillment. That's why I've gotten the questions. Oh, like he's like, we cuddle, we kiss, we do all this, and then when he leaves, he ghosts me for like 3-4 days, a week, a month, because his love language is one of them is physical touch. So he likes to be doing all these things to her, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because a lot of girls, even guys, could confuse it. I'm speaking more on guys because I know I'm kind of. Physical touch is a love language because I like to kiss kiss them on their like all over, make sure they feel loved and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like it could be. So it totally depends, but it is confusing a lot of people for feelings. Like physical touch has been confusing, mainly girls. As in, like they think the guy has feelings for them, but it's just their love language, and it's something that's making them feel fulfilled, getting their like desire. Like if they like to cuddle you, guess what? After you guys hook up, guess what? You guys are gonna cuddle, and then you're gonna be like, oh well, he's cuddling with me, he must like me, and then after that, he just ghosts you, doesn't even talk to you, doesn't even do that because he got what he wanted. So you know, if something like this is happening to you, this is probably why, or any love language, any of the love languages that like they do that with you when they're in person, but then they leave. It's probably because when they're in person, that's what they want to do. That brings them like fulfillment, enjoyment, and so they'll do it when they're with you in person. But once they leave, you know, go ghost. Communication sucks. They don't really talk to you. It's just they're trying to just fulfill themselves. So that could be a good indicator. You're like, oh, he's great in person, but then when he leaves, he's completely different. It's because he's trying to get what he enjoys, you know. So I know it's kind of hard, but it could be something that you just need to look out for, you know, because at the end of the day, like you don't know if they're really into you, but the biggest way to find out if somebody is into you is based off their actions. How are they like with you in person? How are they with you when you guys are separate? How's their communication? Are they talking to you? Are they messaging you? Are they doing little cute stuff for you? Are they trying to hang out? How some of these girls are like, oh, it's been like a month and we haven't gone on a date. He's not into you. Like if it's been a month and you guys live in the same city and you guys haven't been on a date, something's going on. When I meet someone and I want to take them on a date and be like, yo, you busy this weekend? If not, like, can you do something next weekend? You know, and stuff like that. Because why? Because if I'm into the person, I want to see them as soon as possible. You know, and I understand people have plans. People are busy. That's why I always say, like, are you busy this weekend? If not, like, can you do something the following weekend? And I mean, people can attest to that because I do that. But if they're not like that, if they're not constantly trying to see you, hang out with you, talk to you, flirt with you, or anything like all these little things, come on. Like, do I really need to tell you? Do you really need to ask me a question and then me be like, he's not into you? But I get it. Like some people need that third party advice. You know, they just need that closure, or they need somebody else to tell them. And I get it. It's almost like, for example, I always give this example. It's like kind of when somebody works out, right? His friend can be jacked, and then he gives him advice, and they'll be like, oh, okay, and not really pay attention to him. And then eventually this person pays somebody, and they're like, oh, okay, like I'm definitely going to do that, even though he gave them basically the same information. So I get it, but they get like, because they're paying, they feel like it's, you know, more solid advice. It's weird. People are weird. So I feel like it's almost similar when people ask me the question, even though they know the answer, they just need somebody else to hear it. And then shout out to everybody who comments on all the posts, people like commenting, helping, showing support and stuff like that, because that's what we're doing. We're building a community that's being able to help everybody. Because I want to help guys be better, because I'm still in the process of working on me too. So don't act like I'm perfect or anything like that. But I also want to, tell the girls like some of the things guys do, their tendencies, because not every guy is the same, but most guys are similar. They think in similar things. They do similar patterns, similar like things like that. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to educate. And with these podcasts, I'm able to elaborate a little bit more on the answers, be a little bit more detailed compared to a TikTok, which, now they allow you, I think it's like 10 to 15 minutes per video, but nobody's going to sit through a 10 to 15 minute video on TikTok. It's not going to happen. If you're here at the podcast, then guess what? You're going to be here the whole time. Well, most of the time, as long as the information is valuable to you. But you know what I mean? Like here we can go over more answers, more details and stuff like that compared to a TikTok where it has to be quick because the attention span is so short. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining. I learned that my love languages and some of the things I didn't take into account of other people's love language. Like if that's what they love and I'm just like, nah, I'm good, especially like the quality time one. I'm not the guy that's going to be texting you like every single minute of the hour. I'm not going to be the one that's going to see you every day. So I need to, make sure whoever I do begin to talk to is okay with that. Or like if they're not okay with that, am I going to change for that, for that person? So it makes you think a little bit more. And I'm glad I'm being able to do this stuff like this. And most importantly, show guys it's cool. It's cool to think. It's cool to get into your feelings. It's cool to, because if we can give these ladies, treat them like queens, then, let's do it. Because trust me, if you treat your lady like a queen, she's going to have your back for everything. She's going to support you in everything. She's going to be super spicy with you. You name it. She's going to be everything you want her to be. But you have to unlock that side of her. Don't be expecting all that. Or don't get her to that point and then all of a sudden are like, all right, she's amazing. I'm just going to stop being amazing to her, because we're already here, So it's good to coast now. It's good to just, lean off the pedal a little bit. No, that pedal got to be going at all times, fellas. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Cycles going round and round and round like a merry-go. Stand for truth or fall for any old scenario. That's why I keep my circle smaller than a Cheerio.